Hi guys, it's Sarah here with Three Boys Soap. I'm getting ready to make a nice healing lotion. I don't make many lotions. If I do, they're usually for personal use. I quit making them to sell just because there's a lot of regulations and guidelines and things like that that are different from soap and some of the other bath products, and labeling is a little more difficult. I enjoy making them. I've made some really great ones in the past. The reason I'm making this one today is because I got this great new tattoo that's really super important to me. It's not done yet, but it is in the healing process, and it's time now for lotion as opposed to ointment. So I'm gonna make this a very healing lotion. And in here is an infusion oil that I did. It's olive oil and a couple herbs that I've chosen. It's a very slow infusion. I do it for 3 to 5 hours in my very small crock pot on very low, and let it just sit there, and I check it every hour or so and stir it, and that's how I do my infusions. But that said, I have here, it's been sitting for a little while, but it's in here there's 4 total ounces of oil, and there's 1.2 ounces of stearic acid, 1.2 ounces of emulsifying wax. I think I did 1 ounce of mango butter and 3 ounces of my oils that I just showed you. And right now I'm heating up some water on the stove. You mix the oils with the warm water, and that's where you're going to get the emulsion. I am not doing a scent in this lotion. I do not want scented lotion on my tattoo because that is just not the right thing to do. You want it as clean and natural and organic and perfect as possible when you're putting on a tattoo or any kind of skin problem or injury or anything like that. I also make what we call in my house mommy ointment, which is the same infusion, but I make it into an ointment with an organic oil, and you can put it on scrapes and burns and things like that. And we don't use Neosporin, we use that instead. And I actually use that the whole time on my tattoo as opposed to any of the other recommended products. So it healed beautifully, let me tell you. So let me finish warming up the oil, and then I'll bring you back as soon as I'm ready to combine the two and show you the emulsification and show you how it goes, adding my couple little extras. And you do have to use a, oh my God, brain not working, preservative, I'm sorry. You do have to use a preservative in products like this because they will, if you don't, they will only last about a week in the refrigerator, and cold lotion is not pleasant, and also it just, you want it to last a lot longer. This is the only exception I really make in my products when it comes to any kind of chemical, and you use such a tiny amount, it really isn't that big a deal, so I don't mind doing it. So that is going to be there, and it's going to be in any lotion product you buy anywhere. So even if you know, for the tattoo people, any lotion you buy anywhere on the shelf, you know, quote unquote shelf in a market, has a preservative in it. I don't care what you know, what kind you buy, there's a preservative. It makes it shelf stable, and you have to have it. And I'm also going to add some aloe extract for extra moisturization. And we'll see what else I come up with before the water gets hot. So I'll be back in just a minute with the when it's time to emulsify. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I have this big pot. I didn't need this much. I just put some on the stove to get warm. It's hotter than I need it. This is way hotter than I need it. About 140 degrees. I'm gonna weigh out 20 ounces. I'll put the recipe in the bottom of my description. Hopefully I'll remember. I always say I'm going to do that, and then I never remember, but I promise I'll remember. So I have my scale sitting here. It's a little out of the camera view, I think. Right there. Let me measure 20 ounces. A little hard with this big old pan. The recipe actually calls for 24. I like it a little thicker. So all you have to do is decrease your water. Decrease your water, and you get a thicker lotion. So let me take this off here. Put this over here. Okay. And I've got my oils melted right here and the other things that we talked about. So as soon as we dump it into the water, you're gonna see the change. It's gonna start to change white. See that reaction? All the goodness we can. That's that emulsification wax reacting right away. So this lotion will probably be tinted a tad bit. Yeah, I can see a little bit greenish because my my oil infusion was a little bit greenish because of the herbs I used. But I think it's beautiful. So then you're just gonna wanna, with little bursts, try not to get a bunch of air into it. Get it thoroughly mixed. I'm gonna check the temperature. Now for the where'd it go? Preservative, it has to be below 140. It's hiding from me right there. I went ahead and weighed out the preservative. It's 0.3 ounces. Just use a very tiny bit. Again, I'll put it in the description at the bottom. This is where you would also add your fragrance if you were adding any, but like I said, I'm not putting any in because I want this to be fragrance free. I think the infusion has a really nice scent. I love the smell of calendula flowers. Double check that temperature. Put that preservative in there. Make sure you get it all out. Add our aloe. I'm just gonna add 1 capful. This is a brambleberry product. Super moisturizing. A little bit longer, and then we can put it in the bottles. And I'm sure you notice I'm not wearing gloves and I stuck my finger in it. This is not a for sale product. This is my own personal use. So I would not wear gloves or anything for products that are for sale. And you can also see that there's quite a bit of foam on top. Normally, if this was for sale, I would do a much larger batch and it would be easier to not create a foam. But if it's for your own personal use, it doesn't matter. It's still lotion. It's not, nothing wrong with it. It just, when you're selling it or doing it for a show or something or gifts, it looks nicer when it doesn't have foam on top. Let's look at it. Let's see, I'm going to try to do it here. I've got these are my jars that I use. Little plastic jars. And I've pre-sterilized them, so I have them covered. Wipe them all down with alcohol, and I'm just gonna fill them. Best to do your lotion if you can, in a jar with a pour. Oh, this one's terrible. With a pour spout, so that you can pour it out. And I'm pouring it all over the place, just so you know. I don't know if you can see. I always make a mess doing this. then all there is left to do after this is let them cool without the lids on. And if you put the lids on while they're still hot and try and let them cool, they'll get condensation on the inside. So you have to wait until after they're cooled off, or it'll be a mess. So there you have it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of that size recipe, that size batch. If you'd done the full 24 ounces that the recipe calls for, you would have gotten 8. I always get 8. These are 4-ounce containers. But with the size I just did with doing 20 ounces of water and the 4 ounces of oil, this is what you get. But I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And please, if you loved it, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back for more. More soap videos coming out in the next couple days. I have lots and lots to get done. So have a great day. Bye.